Welcome to the Top 10 Garden Show with Ken Lain. Listen to Ken's tips, tricks, and garden shortcuts guaranteed to make your gardens more beautiful than ever this year. Now, welcome your host, Ken Lain.
So it is summer. It's hot. It's gusty. And when there are storms, they can be violent. There can be hail. It's the mountains. It's high altitude gardening. It's four seasons, but it can be, you get some definite swings. So in the spring, it's mainly going to be windy and dry. I mean, it's like 10% humidity. Oh my gosh. It's hard to grow things because the plants have brand new foliage. You get this prevailing southwest wind that comes out of the southwest. It's got 10% humidity. It zaps the life out of plants. And it culminates in June when it's like 95 in the 90s. No matter where you are in what altitude, we get in the 90s. And then you folks in the lower areas, maybe even 100, you Sedonas, Camp Verdes, and then it cools off in the evening. But then the rains come, and the monsoons are a game changer. And so the wind stops. That breeze, yes, it can be gusty, it can be windy. It's that storm as that thunder cell dumps on you. You get close to it, you feel it. But it's that prevailing southwest dry wind. We don't have that. You've got humidity goes up, and plants just thrive. And then the best season of all, fall. So September, October, November, really. It's just beautiful. And so the temperatures are nice. The soil is warm. There's the violent hail storms are done. And then winter. Those are your four seasons. And winter here, it's mild as mild gets. Yes, it's winter, but it's mild. And so it can dip real cold at night, but then it warms back up during the day, which makes it so nice, so pleasant. So you can go walk the forest. You can go enjoy the outdoors. You can even garden year round here because it's so mild. And so we don't get the heat of Phoenix in summer. So Phoenix, you don't garden in this. I mean, you melt if you go out there. It's 100 degrees at midnight. Who in their right mind lives that close to the sun? My goodness, it's just too miserable. Flagstaff. I mean, yes, it's God's country, but man, it gets cold up there and it doesn't warm up during the day, but you get to ski. But I'd rather live down here where actual like sane people live, where all the seasons are mild. There are no extremes. I can go ski if I want. It's just 2 hours away. I can go golf in the winter if I want. It's just right down the hill. This is the best place. So your plants thrive with that. This is also when some of the best summer plants show up at the garden center. And everything comes in bigger now. So they've been flushing out new growth all spring. Now they've hardened off and now they're flowering. And so the biggest, boldest crape myrtles show up now. They're so full. In the spring they show up, but they're not in bloom and they're just still wimpy. They haven't grown much. But then the summer comes and this is when they shine. So they've grown on, they've got an extra foot of height and covered in fluorescent colored flowers. This is when your rows of Sharons. I don't just have one variety like I had in spring and it wasn't in bloom, wasn't very inspiring. Now I've got 6 different colors, doubles, single flowers, blues, whites, pinks, just you got every color you could think of in every size, and they're all in bloom right now. So they're inspiring. Put those on end caps, go, wow, what is that? Well, it's a hibiscus. I didn't know hibiscus grew here. That one does. It's a hardy hibiscus. It grows up at this altitude, Rose of Sharon. And so this is when you see the best of the best summer bloomers now. And these summer bloomers, they'll bloom now through autumn. So they're going to go till easily September. They just, for the next couple of months, they're going to keep on blooming. And so you get to see a seasonality. The summer season is at show right now. Same with the perennial flowers, the lilies, daylilies, the balloon flowers, I've got a new delivery of Mexican primrose. It's beautiful. They're gorgeous. I had some wimpy ones earlier and they weren't in bloom. Now it's this ground cover that's got pink flowers the size of silver dollars, and they're covered and they love the heat. Where nothing else will grow, Mexican primrose will thrive. Doesn't like the shade, likes the sun. More sun, hotter, the better. Well, this is when they really do shine in the gardens. You'll see them all around town and at the garden center because the crops just, they like this kind of temperature swing. They like this. This is their time to shine. Shasta daisies. Oh my gosh, the best. They came in nice a month ago. They just keep getting nicer and fuller and taller and covered in this white flower that just butterflies just love. And so this is your time when you see more perennials, fuller, and they're all in bloom. So they're all inspiring. And so it's a good time to shop, and it's okay to plant them. You folks from Phoenix, this is hard for you. You're not in Phoenix anymore, Toto. This is up in this we're up in God's country where it's cool. We don't get 110, 120, 121. Phoenix, you don't garden in the summer. Up here, you do. It's almost a better planting time because the ground is warm. My yards, we've had over an inch of rain already, so the ground is starting to be hydrated. And you've got the humidity is up, the cloud cover's over because the monsoon rains. It's a great time to plant. If you're doing big trees, if you need screening, if you want a big Arizona cypress, a new spruce tree, pine trees, now is a great time because they'll actually root out and they'll start forming buds with evergreens or conifers, the needled evergreens. Really, most of those, you only get one shot in the spring of growing new growth. That's it. They only grow once, and whatever you grow in, whatever elongates in the spring, that's all you get for the year. Now they'll get chubbier, they'll harden up. There's some other things happening, but the way evergreens work, they flush with new candle growth or new branches coming out. And then right after that, the roots mirror that and go into the surrounding soil. And then it kind of sits there and just looks majestic, looks glorious. And so if you need an evergreen to grow, now's a great time to plant those. If you need a privacy screen, whether it's evergreen like junipers, Arizona cypress, or your bigger shrubs like red tip botania, cotoneasters, Elaeagnus, great native evergreen plant, gets well over head high. It's just get up to size, never water it again. It's a great plant, so easy to care for. Now's the time to plant those. And they're great privacy screens. And so now's the time to be putting those in. Don't you Phoenix folks think, oh, nope, it's too hot. I can't garden. Nope, I've never gardened in July before because it's just too hot. Well, up here, this is when you do garden. This is the best time to plant that. And so shade trees, boy, if you're putting a new aspen or maple or locust, there's a golden locust that the new growth has come out bright yellow or golden color. That's the name, golden locust. That just, it's so airy and light. It's got filtered light. Super, super drought hardy, perfect for the high altitude, drier climates in the landscape. This is when you want to plant those. And then the new growth always comes out yellow, then it greens up, kind of stays green. So there's always this, it's always got like this, it's like a beautiful woman go to the salon getting hair, the tips dyed. I'm such a man. I don't even know how to describe getting your hair done. I'm embarrassing myself, but it looks like beautiful highlights on the tree all the time. And then the fall color is also a beautiful gold again. It goes back to that original color, and then it's deciduous. The beautiful thing about the golden locust is locusts, as your grandparents had locusts, because they're just bulletproof. You can't kill them. They take the wind. They get a bad rap in the Midwest because the ice can tear them up. But here we don't get ice storms. We get some snowstorm, but no ice. No, there's no 1 inch thick ice covering plants so they break and collapse. We don't have that. So they thrive here. So it's a great plant. And so, but your grandparents had them, they had huge thorns. It's like 1 inch, like you're going to crucify someone, thorns. It was a nasty, nasty plant. Well, we figured out how to breed that out of it. So they no longer we've genetically hybridized them. We keep pollinating until we get this perfect specimen. Then we take cuttings off that and root that cutting out. So we get an exact clone of that plant and grow that out for like 10 years. Then they come to the garden center. So they no longer have thorns in them. So golden or honey locust is another name. It's a great plant. I went on too long about locusts, just to get excited about them. But there's maples, crab apples, red buds. There's all kinds of trees, apples, cherries. I've got beautiful selection of cherries. Rainier cherry. You like that beautiful golden sweet melt in your mouth cherry. We've got those, and you can plant those now, and you will have cherries next spring by planting your tree right now. Anyway, we got more for you, but got to take a quick break. Be right back.
Wondering why the grass is always greener on the other side? Well, it's probably because your neighbor used the all-purpose fertilizer from Water's Garden Center. Monsoon is right around the corner, and it's the perfect time to feed your plants. Water's all-purpose fertilizer is the only organic made especially for Arizona mountain soils. Don't buy a bunch of different fertilizer for your flowers, veggies, trees, or grass. This one does it all. The plants on your side will be happier, healthier, well, greener. Safe, natural, organic. Water's Garden Center in Prescott.
You're listening to garden expert Ken Lain. He can be found throughout the week at Waters Garden Center in Prescott. Thanks for tuning in to the Top 10 Garden Show.